Welcome, everyone, to day 13 of the suspension, NHL, coronavirus, all that. This is the 13th episode that we're doing this of the league suspension. And another day, some more hockey to talk about. Again, I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but everyone stay safe and take care of yourselves, follow guidelines, and hopefully, since there is no entertainment, I can be a source of entertainment in bringing this to you as we have yet another day of no actual hockey, but some of the hockey that I have made on this simulation for you. So let's get right into it. First, I'll say about the wild cards. The two wild cards last night are the Islanders, the Canucks in the West, the Hurricanes, and also in the West, the Wild. There are some changes, but we'll look into that as we go along. Let's go right to the scores. Tonight, Toronto plays Tampa Bay, the Lightning, with a chance to clinch a playoff spot with a win in regulation. They don't get it. 2 goals by Mitch Marner, a late 1-2 for the Maple Leafs, gives Toronto a 2-1 lead, 2-1 win over the Lightning. The Pittsburgh Penguins go get a huge victory in Chicago, 4-3 over the Blackhawks. The game-winning goal there scored by Chris Letang off of just a point ripper that goes right top shelf over Corey Crawford. The Ducks head to Calgary and get a rare win, one that is scored by Dominic Simone, excuse me. Not Dominic Simone. Who is it? I had actually said it already. Ricard Raquel. There's a deflection off Ricard Raquel's stick. Logan Detweiler, hello. I really appreciate that you follow and like my content. It gives me great joy to have a following base, a fan base of people. Hopefully, you can get other people to watch and see my content as well. Again, appreciate it. Also, Logan, I will be making I am in the process of making 2009 second round goals. I'll be doing this whole second round, third round, fourth round goals till 2007. And then from there, kind of do a mix of 90s, game seven. I did get game seven series winners, game six, game five, game four. They'll probably just do game winning goals by each series, not series winning, but just game winning, no matter who won the series. And we'll see where we are at that point. But for today, it's going to be the second round goals scored in 2009. So that'll be up soon. So that was Anaheim. Yeah, Anaheim gets a goal. Ricard Raquel, the game winner, 3-1. Silverberg also scores 2 against Calgary. Calgary's only goal getting scored by Chuck. The Avalanche throttle Edmonton 6-2 in Alberta. The game-winning goal there scored by McKinnon. Both Alberta teams are not able to win, both at home. The San Jose Sharks are rocked by Vancouver 5-1 in British Columbia. The game-winning goal there scored by a rare point shot from Alexander Edler to make it 2-1 at one point. Then the Arizona Coyotes score the only goal against Vegas, a 1-0 goal that is scored by Jason Demers. So 1-0 win for Arizona, and that's all the scores for. That's only the scores from yesterday, as we will get to some more of the standings as we get there. Hold on a second. I just was a little confused. The Boston Bruins have 112 points, have played 76 games so far. Boston has still not won the East, but they are a win away from doing that, or not won the East. That comes into the playoffs, and we'll get to that later at some point when the playoffs usually would have come around, even if there is an actual season. But what I meant was the home ice throughout the East. The Lightning have 98 points and have played 77 games, but still, they're not. Tampa Bay is not eligible for the playoffs yet. The Toronto Maple Leafs have the Florida Panthers, have 91 points, have played 77 games. Fourth place behind them are the Toronto Maple Leafs, who played 88 points and 76 game have played 76 games. They're at a three-way tie with two other teams in the Eastern Conference that hold 88 points. Montreal Canadiens have 77 points and have played 76 games. Montreal is still in it. The Sabres have 75 points and have played 76 games, but are eliminated from the playoffs, as well as Ottawa, who has tallied 65 points and have played 76 games, also eliminated. And the Red Wings, with only 5 games left on the tally for Detroit, they're very, very happy that that is the case. And they have 42 points. Detroit has just not played well this year, just not been good enough. And the best they even can be is a 52-point team, which is not even good at all. Detroit has really struggled, but good days ahead, hopefully. Red Wing fans. I'll also say this. I do have an Ovechkin shirt on. There's nothing really significant. Well, there will be something significant to talk about the Washington Capitals, but not like a playoff clincher or anything with them. It just personally, I just wanted to wear this shirt today, but we'll get into that. Into the Metro Division, the Philadelphia Flyers with the 101 points and 76 games played, the only other team besides Boston who have clinched a playoff spot. The interesting thing about Washington that is to mention, though, is they dropped to third place because the Penguins leapfrogged them and grabbed 99 points and have played 76 games. The Capitals dropped with 98 points and also 76 games played for the Caps. 8 points behind Washington, and fourth are the New York Islanders, who hold the first wild card spot with 76 games played. 2 points ahead of the Hurricanes, who have 88 points, 76 games played, are in the second wild card spot, and are tied with the New York Rangers and the already said Maple Leafs with 88 points, a three-way tie, Carolina, Toronto, and the New York Rangers. 76 games played for the Rangers, 76 for the Hurricanes, and 76 for the Leafs. Also with 76 games played, a point behind those three teams are the Blue Jackets with 87 points. The New Jersey Devils, the only team in the Metropolitan who have been eliminated mathematically from the playoffs, hold 72 points and have played 75 games. In the Central, the St. Louis Blues lead the division with 102 points and 76 games played. A game at hand on the Avalanche, who are tied with the same record with 102 points and 77 games played. The Stars hold 90 points, 12 points behind both Colorado and the Blues, with 90 points and 75 games played. A game in hand on the Wild, who are in the second wild card spot still with 84 points and 76 games played. A game played more than Nashville, who is right on their tail with 84 points and 75 games played. The Jets have 82 points and 76 games played, and the Blackhawks hold 79 points and 77 games played. All of the teams in the Central, despite Chicago losing to Pittsburgh, are still eligible for the playoffs, excluding Colorado and St. Louis, who have already clinched playoff spots. In the Pacific Division, hold on one second. Yeah, that's still the case. In the Pacific Division, the Golden Knights have played 77 games and hold 92 points. And the Edmonton Oilers, who have played the most amount of games in the Western Conference, of 78 games played, only 4 games left on the docket for the Oilers, and also 92 points. So it really helps at this stage of the season that the Golden Knights, who are already leading at a tiebreaker, have the tiebreaker on, or have the game in hand on Edmonton. Leapfrogging up to third place, this was the only change in the wild card, are the Vancouver Canucks, who hold 90 points now and have 76 games played. Two games in hand on Edmonton, 1 game in hand on Vegas, and also a game in hand on the team that dropped behind them with the first wild card spot, the Flames, who hold 88 points and have played 77 games. A game in hand on them as well. In fifth place in the Pacific Division are the Coyotes, who hold 81 points in 76 games played. And then the 3 teams that have already been eliminated a few days ago, the Ducks with 71 points and 77 games played, the Sharks with 69 points and 77 games played, and the Kings with 66 points and 75 games played. Okay, so there are no eliminations for today and no clinchers for today, but there will be some interesting stuff happening tomorrow. Let's look at the schedule. Tomorrow, the Senators play the Bruins. As I look across the board, I do not believe as I'm looking along again, that the Bruins can clinch the President's Trophy, but I believe there's a slight chance they could clinch Eastern Conference advantage with the stuff that's going on in Washington and in the Motor City, as we'll touch on those games as well. The Florida Panthers play the Canadiens. There's a chance with the Canadiens' loss or a possible win by a top team in the Eastern Conference. Or no, not a top team in the Eastern Conference. There's a chance with the Montreal Canadiens' loss and a Carolina Hurricanes regulation win, either of those things happening, that the Canadiens get eliminated from the playoffs. Although I think it has to be a Canadiens regulation loss. We'll see tomorrow and all of that. But the Canadiens play Florida at home in Quebec. The Sabres play the Islanders. Again, that's Senators, Bruins, Panthers, Canadiens, Sabres, and Islanders from Barclays Center. The Rangers travel to Capital One Arena to take on the Caps. The Maple Leafs are in Carolina for their first game against the Hurricanes since the David Ayers incident. The Flyers head to the Motor City to take on the Detroit Red Wings. The Kings head on to Bridgestone to play the Predators and their boisterous crowd. And the New Jersey Devils take a rendezvous over to XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, to play the second wild card seed Minnesota Wild. So see you in those games tomorrow. I'll see all of you back tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoyed this. This is Peter Fivefoot again signing off from the Puck Drops here. Stay safe and happy hockey, everybody.